Once upon a time, on a freezing New Year's Eve, the sky was painted in shades of heavy grey. Snow drifted down in slow, soft flakes, covering the city in a blanket of silent white. It weighed down the bare branches of trees, muffling the sound of world. The streets were busy with people hurrying to their warm dinners and waiting families. Laughter spilled from golden doorways, and the scent of roasted goose drifted through the air. But out on the street, the cold ruled everything, sharp and merciless. Down a narrow lane, a small girl walked alone. She wore no hat, no scarf, and her little feet were red and raw from the frozen ground. In her thin apron, she carried a bundle of matches. She had been sent out to sell them, but not a single person had stopped to buy one.
Please. Just one match. Someone must need just one.
People passed by her without seeing her, lost in their own joy. She was afraid to go home. If she returned without any coins, her stepfather would be harsh and cold. Her fingers were so stiff, they felt like ice. Finally, unable to walk any further, she huddled in a corner. She looked at the matches. She was so cold, she thought she might break like a frozen twig. With trembling fingers, she struck a single match against the wall. Scratch! A tiny flame flared to life. It was a bright, warm light, like a small candle. As the girl cupped her hands around it, the cold wall began to fade. In its place, she saw a magnificent iron stove. The fire inside roared with a beautiful heat.
Oh, it's so warm. So wonderful.
But as she reached out to warm her toes, the match flickered and went out. The stove vanished. She was alone in the dark alley again. Quickly, she struck a second match. This time, the light turned the wall into a thin veil. She saw a table filled with steaming potatoes, sweet pastries, and a golden roasted goose. The goose hopped off the dish and waddled toward her, smelling of sage and apples. But just as it reached her, the flame died. The feast was gone. Desperate, she struck a third match. Suddenly, she was sitting under a towering Christmas tree. Thousands of candles glowed like stars. The girl reached up, her heart swelling with wonder. The lights of the tree rose higher and higher, turning into real stars in the night sky. One of them streaked across the heavens, leaving a trail of white light. Someone is dying, that's what grandmother used to say.
A star falls when a soul goes up to God.
She missed her grandmother dearly, the only person who had ever truly loved her. To keep the memory alive, she struck another match. And there, in the bright glow, stood her grandmother. She looked strong, kind, and surrounded by a soft sunrise light.
Grandmother! Oh, please take me with you! Don't go away when the match goes out!
She quickly struck the rest of the matches in the bundle. The alley lit up as bright as day. Her grandmother smiled and pulled the girl into a warm embrace. For the first time, the girl felt no cold, no hunger, and no fear. A voice as soft as the falling snow whispered to her.
Everything will be all right, my dear child. Love is never lost.
But then something miraculous happened. The light did not fade. The glow of the matches caught the eye of a woman passing by. Her name was Martha.
I saw a light. Oh, is someone there?
Martha didn't just walk past. She saw the soul behind the cold. She knelt in the snow and lifted the small girl into her arms. Martha wrapped her thick wool coat around the shivering girl. For the first time, a stranger's hands were not cold, but filled with life.
You're safe now. I'm taking you home. I promise.
The girl leaned into Martha's warmth, feeling a peace she had never known. She was no longer a ghost in the street. She was being found. The girl drifted into a deep, peaceful sleep. When she woke up, she was not in the alley. She was in a soft bed, covered with handmade quilts. The nightmare of the cold was replaced by the smell of home. The smell of hot soup filled the room, warmer than any match could ever be.
Eat slowly, little one. You are home.
In the weeks that followed, Martha cared for the girl's wounds. She fed her body with food and her soul with kindness. The girl watched the fire, but this time, it didn't disappear when a match went out. She learned that hands could be gentle, not just harsh. Slowly, the shadows of the alley began to fade from her eyes. Sometimes, the memories of the cold returned like a ghost. But she was no longer alone in the dark.
It was just a dream. You are here, and you are safe.
Away from this house. He's caused enough trouble for my stepfather already.
Understood. We'll handle it.
She made it official. The girl would never have to return to that life. The girl received her first gift that wasn't meant for selling.
Are these for me? Truly?
Martha had a question that would change everything forever.
I would like to be your guardian, your mother. If you want to stay,
Yes. Please. I want to stay with you forever.
The answer was written in her embrace. From that day on, the girl's life was full of color. She learned that spring always follows the longest winter. She learned to read, discovering worlds she only used to dream of.
The princess touched the glowing flower, and suddenly the whole forest lit up with sparkling colors.
Every meal was a celebration of love and safety. She was no longer the little match girl. She had a name and a home. The glass no longer separated her from warmth. It kept the cold away. They walked the same streets where she once stood unseen. Because she knew what it felt like to be hungry, she was the kindest soul in town. She kept one matchbox, not to sell, but to remember. Every night ended with a kiss instead of a shiver.
good night, my sweet daughter.
Good night, Mother.
Seasons changed, and with them, she grew bright and confident. They shared stories, laughter, and a bond that grew stronger every day. She never forgot the love that had guided her through the snow. Grandmother's love lived on in Martha's heart too. The little match girl was little no more. She was a child of love. A year had passed, and once again, the world prepared to welcome a new beginning. Inside Martha's home, there was no fear of the wind or the dark. Her hands, once frozen, were now busy creating beauty. She remembered the girl she used to be, shivering in the shadows.
What are you thinking about, my dear?
I'm thinking about how one light changed everything.
They didn't just stay inside. They went out to find those who the world had forgotten. She returned to the shadows, but this time she brought the light with her. Because she knew the cold, she became the warmth for others. As the final hours of the year slipped away, they sat together by the hearth. Sometimes on quiet winter nights, the girl would light a single match. Not because she was cold, but because she remembered. She saw the love that had guided her, a light that would never burn out.
Thank you, Grandmother. I am safe. I am loved.
The vision disappeared, but the warmth remained. A mother's love was the real magic that had saved her. Midnight arrived with a burst of light and joy. They celebrated the turning of the year with gratitude in their hearts. She knew with absolute certainty that she would never be alone again. For in every corner of the world, a little kindness can light 1,000 fires. This is the story of a girl who found a home and a woman who found a daughter. Love is the strongest match of all. It burns brighter than any sun and warmer than any stove. And it never, ever goes out. Sleep tight, little ones, for the light is always there, waiting to be found. The end. Once upon a time, in a quiet valley wrapped in soft morning mist, there lived a woman who loved flowers more than anything. The mother tended her garden with gentle hands and a heart full of hope. The flowers bloomed brighter for the mother, as though they understood her love. One day, she found a strange seed, warm and glowing softly. She planted the seed in her finest clay pot and placed it on the windowsill. Days passed, and a single green sprout reached toward the sun. She cared for it tenderly, unaware of the magic it held. One moonlit night, the flower bud trembled, as if waking from a dream. Petal by petal, it began to unfold, and inside lay Thumbelina, a tiny girl no bigger than a thumb. The mother gasped at the sight of this miraculous little child.
Where am I?
You are safe, little one.
She crafted a tiny cradle from a walnut shell and named her Thumbelina. Thumbelina brought laughter and light to every corner of the home. Her voice chimed like a tiny bell. She She danced with beetles and greeted butterflies as dear friends. Every petal and every breeze belonged to Thumbelina's tiny world. Yet sometimes, Thumbelina wondered if she was the only one of her kind.
Is there someone out there like me?
You belong here, my dear.
The days drifted gently, filled with warmth and simple joys. Each night, Thumbelina slept inside a tulip soft as silk. But danger crept near. Cockjiar had found the tiny girl.
What a perfect bride for my son!
Quietly, Mrs. Toad began to steal the tulip while Thumbelina slept. Mrs. Toad carried Thumbelina to a lonely pond far from home. Thumbelina awoke in fear, surrounded by reeds and cold water.
Where am I?
You shall marry my son!
Mrs. Toad declared her dreadful plan.
Please! I don't belong in the mud!
Left alone on the lily pad, Thumbelina felt fear wrap around her tiny heart. Beneath the water, small fish had heard every word.
She does not want to marry the toad.
Quietly, the fish began to help. They bit through the stem so that Thumbelina's lotus leaf could drift away. The lily pad drifted free, carrying Thumbelina away.
Thank you for helping me.
The water carried her toward an unknown world. Morning revealed a world vast and bright. Wonder slowly replaced fear in Thumbelina's heart. A gentle butterfly fluttered close. The butterfly spoke kindly.
You are very small to be traveling alone. I am small everywhere, but I am free.
Suddenly, a shadow crossed the sky. A shiny green beetle swooped down. The beetle carried Thumbelina high into the trees. The beetle studied her closely.
Whoa! What a strange little creature.
Other beetles also gathered around.
She has no antennae. She does not look like us.
The beetle's pride slowly faded. At last, he carried her away from the tree. Ashamed, the beetle left her behind.
I cannot keep you.
Once again, Thumbelina was alone.
If I am different everywhere, where do I belong?
The world did not answer. Days passed, and the air began to change. Autumn crept quietly into the land. Thumbelina did not know it yet, but colder days were coming. Thumbelina wandered on, smaller than ever in the wide, empty land. The air grew colder with every step. Cold and tired, Thumbelina could walk no farther. Suddenly, a faint warmth drifted from a tiny burrow nearby. With the last of her strength, Thumbelina called out.
Is anyone there?
A field mouse appeared, startled by the sight.
Come in quickly, little one.
Miss Field Mouse could not bear to leave her in the cold. Warmth slowly returned to Thumbelina's body. Miss Field Mouse offered shelter without hesitation. Each night, Thumbelina told stories of gardens and open skies. Miss Field Mouse listened with delight. One day, Miss Field Mouse led Thumbelina to meet a neighbor. Mr. Mole was wealthy, respected, and lived far from the sun.
She has a pleasant voice.
You could marry the mole.
The thought filled Thumbelina with quiet dread. And so, the mole took Thumbelina back to his home. The burrow was solid and sturdy, but in stark contrast to it, a swallow lay motionless on the ground.
It is gone. Leave it.
But Thumbelina sat down beside the swallow, because she realized that it was still alive.
It is still alive. It is still alive.
Each night, she shared warmth and food for the swallow. Thanks to Thumbelina's care, the swallow gradually recovered its strength.
The world needs your song.
As the winter days slipped by, the swallow regained its strength and could spread its wings to fly again.
Come with me when I fly again.
But Thumbelina hesitated because of the wedding with the mole. Plans were made without asking Thumbelina's heart.
Soon you will be married.
Underground, you will never be cold again.
That night, Thumbelina listened as the sounds of the world above filtered down to her.
I cannot live without the sky.
Luckily, the next morning, when the first rays of sunlight crept into the burrow, the swallow appeared.
Are you ready?
Thumbelina answered without fear.
Yes. I choose the sky.
With one powerful beat of wings, they rose into the open world. The earth unfolded beneath them. For the first time, Thumbelina flew not to escape, but to belong.
I am flying!
The swallow landed in a land full of flowers. This was a kingdom of tiny people. Each flower was home to a little person just like Thumbelina. The Flower Prince stepped forward and warmly welcomed Thumbelina as she arrived.
Welcome. What is your name?
My name is Thumbelina.
You belong here.
Finally, the swallow brought Thumbelina home to where she truly belonged. Just like the others, the Flower Prince presented Thumbelina with a pair of wings.
These wings are yours.
They were wings of freedom.
She's really flying. Look at her go!
She rose, carried by her own wings.
I can fly!
Joy filled the air. Seeing Thumbelina smile happily, the swallow said goodbye and returned to its own home. Thumbelina stayed among the tiny folk, where she lived happily with the Flower Prince for the rest of her life. Once upon a time, there was a land so joyful, a place where colors bloomed and the air smelled of peace. Every creature in the valley lived a life full of light and happiness. But secrets, even in the happiest kingdoms, always cast a long shadow. Hidden away was the secret treasure, a girl named Rapunzel and her legendary hair. Rapunzel loved her books and the stories they held, but the pages always described a world she had never seen. For years, Rapunzel had meticulously practiced knotting and braiding the strands, an innocent hobby, or perhaps a well-kept plan. Rapunzel wasn't just dreaming of freedom, she was calculating the physics of it. Her intelligence was her sharpest tool, far more powerful than any magic. Now, here comes Gothel. She didn't look like a proper witch, but she certainly acted like one. Her arrival was always the same, loud, demanding, and utterly predictable.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let down your hair for me!
Rapunzel obeyed the mechanical command, but her gaze was focused on her escape supplies, not the view. Gothel was content, convinced Rapunzel was perfectly happy in her gilded cage.
Remember, my sweet Rapunzel, your hair is the only treasure I have. Mother must leave now. Be a good girl and wait for me, Rapunzel.
And just like that, the tower was silent again. But this silence was now filled with opportunity for Rapunzel. Rapunzel knew this world only through her tiny window, but she used her clever mind to see more. Her preparations were always meticulous. Every piece of the puzzle was carefully planned. Her hair was her prison, yes, but Rapunzel had decided to turn it into her escape route. Meanwhile, in the deep woods, a supposed hero was arriving, though hero is a strong word for Flynn.
Where am I in the Seven Kingdoms? Wait, is that a tower?
Flynn was charming, no doubt, but his climbing skills were non-existent. Then, as the sun began to set, Flynn saw a spectacle he could hardly believe.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let your hair down for me.
Aha! I think I've found a shortcut to the top.
The princess moved with practiced speed. Gothel never saw the hidden movements.
Now go, Rapunzel. Mother needs to rest.
The silence returned, giving Flynn the signal he had been waiting for.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel. Mama's home.
Rapunzel was not fooled, not for a single moment, but this was the opportunity she had planned for.
Great! Looks like I finally got lucky.
Flynn had the shortcut, but he didn't account for the strength and speed of a girl who had been practicing this pull for years. He landed, breathless and dizzy, right into a trap set by the brilliant Rapunzel.
Who are you and how did you find me? Talk! Wait, this isn't what it looks like. I just needed a place to hide.
What the hell is this? Let me go! I thought you were...
I know what my mama sounds like. And
You are certainly not Gothel.
Rapunzel took control immediately. Her careful planning had led her to this exact moment.
You are going to help me. I need a guide to the outside world.
A guide? My dear, I am Prince Flynn. I usually require compensation for my services.
Compensation? I believe your compensation is not being left here for Gothel to find.
Rapunzel showed him the stakes of her escape. Freedom or an angry witch.
Wait, a witch? I mean, that woman singing hysterically is actually a witch?
She will not be pleased to find a prince here. Your best bet is to help me escape, now!
All right. I'm your guide. But you owe me dinner, Princess Rapunzel.
Rapunzel released him, but she held the leash. She was not taking any chances.
We must hurry. She usually comes back right after midnight.
Back in the forest, Gothel felt a prickle of unease. A mother's intuition, perhaps. Whatever it was, it sent Gothel hurrying back towards the tower. Time was running out. They had to be fast, silent, and decisive. Every minute spent in preparation was paying off now.
Down there! So far, Rapunzel!
Go! There's no time to hesitate!
Prince Flynn, the reluctant guide, was learning the hard way that this princess called the shots. Rapunzel was the calm center of the storm.
Slow!
Despite his clumsiness, Rapunzel needed him. She would not let him fall. Then, the movement. Gothel was close, too close. There was no more time for planning. It was time for action.
Hurry, Rapunzel! I hear something coming!
For the first time, Rapunzel felt the grass beneath her feet, and she didn't stop running. Rapunzel was free, but the jungle was vast, and her captor was close behind. Gothel had returned, only to find the unthinkable. Her treasure was gone.
Rapunzel, traitor! You will pay for this!
We need to cross here. It's the fastest route.
Rapunzel knew speed was essential, but only if they could lose Gothel entirely. With her quick mind, Rapunzel improvised, setting a clever trap near the path. Gothel was powerful, but also arrogant, rushing forward without caution. The clever princess had slowed the wicked witch down, momentarily.
Unbelievable! I will find you, Rapunzel!
Nice one, princess. That's gonna stick.
But the relief was short-lived. They had reached the edge of the known world.
Nope. We turn back, Rapunzel. We cannot cross this.
Rapunzel knew retreat was not an option. She saw her escape. This was her moment of ultimate bravery, to trust her hair and her plan.
Hold on tight, Flynn. We are taking the fast route.
You expect me to rely on hair?
And with a leap of faith, they left the edge of the cliff. The golden strands became a triumphant pendulum, swinging them towards freedom. The thrill of the outside world, finally her own.
This is incredible! You are incredible, Rapunzel!
The great swing was over. They were safe, for now. Gothel saw them, and her rage intensified to a terrifying level.
Let the shadows consume you both.
The witch would not be defeated by a simple swing, but Rapunzel was always one step ahead, anticipating the danger. In the silence of the cave, they shared a moment of exhilaration and survival. Gothel was trapped on the other side, temporarily defeated by geography and Rapunzel's planning. The magic hair was no longer a chain. It was a lifeline.
You truly are amazing, Rapunzel.
Thank you.
Now, let's see the sunrise.
Their adventure had just begun, and the world was waiting for the brave princess. As the true sun rose, Rapunzel felt a joy she had only read about.
We should head towards those distant peaks. Civilization lies that way.
Freedom required constant vigilance. Rapunzel knew Gothel would not give up easily. Sure enough, the angry witch was back on their trail, using her magic to track the powerful strands of hair.
Flynn, she is close. We need to lose the signal.
Rapunzel decided to confuse the magic. She used her cleverness to create a maze for Gothel. Gothel was baffled. The magic signals were pulling her in 3 different directions at once.
She is making fun of me. I will use my eyes, not her silly tricks.
They needed a final decisive trap to gain permanent freedom.
This is it, Flynn. The final lure.
I'm with you, Rapunzel. What's the plan?
Rapunzel offered the bait, a glimmer of the power Gothel desired most. Gothel arrived, breathing heavily, convinced victory was hers. The greed blinded the witch. She lunged straight for the gold. Snap! Gothel was caught, utterly humiliated by a simple human trap.
You little trickster! I will never forgive you, Rapunzel! I am not returning, Gothel. My hair belongs to me.
This was the final step, severing the last physical tie to her captivity. Snip! Rapunzel cut her own hair, the magic was gone, and the princess was truly free.
It suits you, Rapunzel. The freedom look.
With her golden cage gone, Rapunzel finally walked into the world she belonged to. She found the royal family, who had mourned the lost princess for so long. No magic was needed for them to recognize their daughter. The king and queen finally held their precious Rapunzel again. The lost piece was home.
Welcome home, Princess Rapunzel.
Rapunzel had found not only her family, but also a true companion in the charming, if clumsy, Flynn. Their bond was not built on magic, but on mutual respect and shared adventure. And so, Princess Rapunzel ruled her kingdom, never forgetting the tower that taught her strength. She proved that a princess does not need long magic hair to find her destiny. And so Princess Rapunzel showed us that courage and intelligence are the strongest magic spells of all. Once upon a time, in the green and peaceful kingdom of Greater Greensward, there lived a princess named Emma. Emma did not feel like a perfect princess at all. She had bright red hair that always escaped from her ribbons, freckles on her nose, and a dress that was usually a little dirty from climbing trees or running through the gardens. Emma loved adventure more than fancy balls, and she loved books and animals more than stiff royal manners.
Emma
dear, a princess must walk gracefully, not stomp like a baby dragon.
But walking slowly and smiling politely all day felt like wearing shoes that were 2 sizes too small.
Never mind, Emma. The world needs brave princesses too, not just pretty ones.
Emma loved her grandmother very much. One bright afternoon, the palace was buzzing with noise. There was going to be a grand royal party. Emma did not want to meet any prince at all. So, when no one was looking, Emma quietly slipped out of the palace. She hurried down a narrow path until she reached her favorite place in the whole kingdom, the deep green swamp.
Finally! No music, no dancing, no silly princes. Just me and the frogs.
The swamp was calm and cool, with tall reeds, croaking frogs, and dragonflies that shimmered in the sun. She leaned back and listened to the gentle sounds of the swamp.
Yes, yes, I hear you, little frogs.
Excuse me, princess.
Who said that?
Down here, your highness. Hello?
You can talk?
Huh? Yes, indeed. My name is Edric. Prince Edric, actually. I am very pleased to meet you.
A talking frog that claims to be a prince. Of course. I must have eaten too much cake earlier.
Please, wait! I am truly a prince. A wicked witch cast a spell on me. Only the kiss of a princess can break the curse.
That's just a silly fairy tale. And even if it weren't, why would I ever kiss a frog?
Because you are kind and brave. And I really don't want to eat flies for the rest of my life.
Flies?
Terrible, I assure you.
Fine, one quick kiss. But if this doesn't work, I'm gonna wash my mouth for a week.
She bent down, closed her eyes very tightly, and gave the frog the quickest, smallest kiss on his cool, bumpy head. There was a flash of green light. The air hummed with magic. Emma opened her eyes. The frog was still a frog, but something else was wrong. Her hands were no longer hands. They were webbed and green. She gasped and looked at her reflection in the pond. Staring back at her was another frog.
No! 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 I'm a frog!
Oh dear.
What did you do?
I don't know. This has never happened before. At least, I think it hasn't.
Emma wanted to scream, but all that came out was a loud, furious croak. For a while, both frogs sat silently on their lily pads. Fireflies blinked around them. Emma finally took a deep breath.
All right. Yelling won't help. We need a plan.
She thought of the one person who understood magic better than anyone else.
My grandmother, Gracina. She's a powerful sorceress. She must know how to undo this.
Excellent! Then let us hop to her at once.
She's not exactly easy to find. And we are, very small now.
Edric puffed out his chest. Emma couldn't help but smile a little. Maybe. So the two frogs, Emma and Edric, began their strange journey through the swamp. The swamp looked very different from down near the water. Tall grasses were like giant walls. Pebbles seemed like boulders. But Emma was brave. and Edric was surprisingly good at finding safe paths. Along the way, they met many strange creatures.
Little froggies, alone in the dark?
A snake slid past them, its yellow eyes gleaming. Emma froze, but Ardric stepped forward.
We are royal and very important. Eating us would bring terrible bad luck.
The snake paused, thought about it, then decided it did not want bad luck and slid away.
That was, clever.
Emma looked at Edric with new respect.
I'm good in an emergency.
Next, a huge dragonfly swooped down and almost carried Emma away. Edric leaped and pushed her out of the way just in time,
Edric?
tumbling into the mud.
Are you all right?
I've been slimmier. Let's keep going.
Slowly, slowly, hop by hop, they made their way through the swamp into the deeper forest, where the trees grew tall and twisted.
At last, they arrived at a clearing filled with glowing flowers. Right in the middle stood a small crooked cottage made of roots and ivy. Smoke curled from the chimney in lazy blue rings. Emma's heart lifted.
Grandmother's house.
The door opened before they could knock. Gracina stood there, wearing a robe covered in leaves and stars. Her glasses sat crooked on her nose.
Well, well. I wonder when you two will finally come here.
Grandma, it's me, Emma.
Emma blinked.
Oh, my clever little girl. Of course it's you. Only you would visit me in the form of a frog.
A witch cursed Prince Edric. I tried to help him with a kiss, but now we are both frogs. Can you turn us back to our original...
Gracina frowned thoughtfully. She waved her wand once, twice. Sparkles danced around Emma and Edric. They felt a warm tingle, but when they looked at themselves, still frogs.
The spell is tricky. I can't break it completely. Not yet.
Emma's heart sank.
So we're stuck like this forever?
Of course not. But you will have to do some work yourselves.
Gracina began to explain that the witch who had cursed this prince was extremely powerful. Her magic was tied to a dark charm that she kept hidden.
If you find that charm and destroy it, the spell will shatter.
And where do we find this charming charm?
Deep in the wildest part of the forest. In the witch's own lair. Emma, you have always been brave. And you, Prince Edric, have more courage than you think.
This stone will light your path when the shadows grow deep. Trust in yourselves and trust in each other.
The forest grew darker as they traveled. Shadows stretched long between the trees. Once, a pack of glowing eyes appeared in the bushes. Edric moved closer to Emma.
You don't have to protect me.
I know. I want to.
They pushed on, following a path of twisted roots until, finally, a crooked tower came into view. Vines crawled up its sides. Bats circled the top like a living crown. The witch's lair. They crept inside through a crack in the wall. The tower was filled with jars of sparkling dust, bones and bubbling potions. In the center of the room stood a black pedestal.
Well, well, 2 little frogs in my house. How interesting. Not before I find out who sent you.
Gracina, isn't it? She never could mind her own business.
You cursed Prince Edric. You turned him into a frog. And your magic turned me into one too. We're here to end this.
Big words for such a tiny frog.
She raised her staff. Shadows twisted and swirled at the witch's feet. They exchanged a look, nodded, and split apart. Emma leaped toward the pedestal, knocking over a potion bottle. Smoke billowed up, making the witch cough violently.
Stop!
Edric jumped in the opposite direction, croaking loudly to draw her attention. The witch, enraged, swung her staff at Edric. A blast of magic shot past him, missing by an inch. Emma reached the pedestal and rushed toward the charm hanging high on the wall. She grabbed it with both webbed hands and slammed it onto the ground. The charm shattered. The witch screamed as the dark smoke wrapped tightly around her, flashed, and then dissolved into nothingness. Emma shielded her eyes. Emma blinked and looked down. Her frog legs were gone. She looked up and saw a young man.
Emma, you're back!
And so are you.
Without thinking, they ran into each other's arms. For a moment, they simply stood there, laughing and breathing, savoring the incredible feeling of being human again.
Thank you, Emma. You saved me.
We saved each other.
After that, Emma and Edric returned to the palace. The queen could hardly believe her eyes when her daughter walked in, muddy but happy with a real prince at her side. She wore a dress she chose herself.
May I have the honor of this dance, Emma?
I would be delighted, Edric.
And so, in the kingdom of Greater Greensward, the princess who once hated being a princess and the prince who once lived as a frog found their own kind of happy ending. For they had learned that true magic does not only live in spells and charms. It lives in courage, in friendship, and in loving someone exactly as they are. Once upon a time, in a world of contrasts, lay the kingdom of Magma. Here, fire was life, and King Magma ruled with a burning fist. Just across the divide flowed the kingdom of Tides, where Queen Tsunami guarded the serenity of the waters. Between them lay a deep abyss and a strict law: never cross the line. Princess Seraphina of the Fire burned with curiosity, not anger. And Prince Caspian of the Water drifted in boredom, dreaming of something more.
Stay away from the water. It will extinguish you.
Fire is dangerous, Caspian. It boils and destroys.
But forbidden places are always the most tempting. Until one day, their paths aligned.
The water spirit.
She shines so bright.
They were told to hate, but all they felt was wonder. But peace is often broken by a small spark.
Wait for me! Oh no!
No, look out!
Hold on tight!
Against every warning, the prince dove into the unknown. They expected pain. Instead, they found warmth. A magic born from harmony created a bridge of light.
You didn't evaporate?
And you didn't turn to stone.
But in the depths of the Grey Valley, the light was not welcome. But the darkness below was awake. With a roar of silence, the bridge was shattered. And they fell deep into the Grey Valley. Far above, two rulers watched their worlds collide in tragedy. The bottom was a world devoid of color, a graveyard of dust.
Caspian? Where are you?
I'm here. Barely. Barely.
Reunited in the dark, they realized they were not alone. The path home was blocked by the black metal thorns.
It's too hard. My water can't cut it.
Metal. Metal melts.
Where force failed, heat would prevail. She carved a path of light through the darkness.
You are stronger than I thought.
And you are cooler than I thought.
One obstacle down, but the journey was far from over. Ahead lay the great divide of the valley, a gap too wide for any leap.
I can't fly, and you can't swim through air.
We don't need to swim. We slide.
Using the moisture of the deep, he crafted a crystalline path.
Ice? I will melt it if I touch.
Don't touch it. Hover over it. Use your heat to push yourself up. Steam pressure.
A cushion of steam. Science born from magic.
It's working! It's working! Woo!
Together, they moved faster than they ever could apart.
We make a good team, Fire Princess.
The elemental crystal. The way home was in sight. But shadows do not give up their prisoners easily. The guardian of the Grey Valley had arrived. Smog, the ancient creature of dust and separation.
Fire and water. Disgusting mix.
He hated the light. He hated the clarity.
Move! Or I will burn you!
And I will wash you away.
But anger makes one blind.
Fire needs air. I have none. Water just makes me stronger, mud.
Separate, they were powerless.
It's useless.
Not if we do it together.
In the darkest moment, they chose unity. Fire and water combined creates plasma, the energy of stars.
What is this magic?
Let's dance.
Heat and cold, speed and pressure, they created a vortex of transformation.
No! It's too hot! It's too cold!
The dust was superheated, then froze in an instant. The monster was not destroyed, it was purified. The Grey Valley became the Kingdom of Obsidian. And from above, the old world came down to meet the new. The parents arrived not to a battlefield, but to a miracle.
My daughter. I thought I lost you.
You were foolish and brave.
They saw what unity could build. It didn't destroy, it created art.
Perhaps fire needs water to cool down.
And water needs fire to rise up.
And so, the great feud ended with a handshake. A new kingdom rose from the depths, the Obsidian Realm. Yet, one problem remained. A touch still meant an explosion.
We don't need magic to hold hands. We need protection.
She forged with love. He polished with care.
Ready?
Perfect harmony.
Warmth without burning.
The borders were erased. The fear was gone. Seraphina and Caspian ruled not as fire and water, but as the guardians of balance. They taught the world that differences are not walls. They are the ingredients for a masterpiece. The end.